Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in, because what we are witnessing right now is the quiet before the absolute storm. Welcome back to the channel. If you have been holding XRP through the crypto winter, through the lawsuits, and through the endless FUD, today is the day you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We are tracking a series of massive developments that are happening simultaneously across the globe, and when these pieces fit together, the picture they form is nothing short of parabolic. I'm not talking about a 10% pump, I'm talking about a fundamental repricing of what XRP is and what it does for the global financial system. The mainstream media is too busy talking about meme coins to notice that the plumbing of the banking sector is being ripped out and replaced, and XRP is right at the center of this renovation. In this video, we are going to connect the dots that the whales don't want you to see. We are going to talk about the trillions of dollars sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the green light, and why that light is about to turn green. First, let's look at the institutional landscape. For the longest time, institutions were hesitant. They liked the tech, but they feared the regulators. That narrative is dead. Look at the recent filings from major asset managers. They are no longer asking if crypto will be part of their portfolio. They are asking how much. We are seeing proprietary data from custodial services indicating that institutional wallets are adding XRP at a rate we haven't seen since late 2020. Why now? Because they know something the average retail investor doesn't. They know that the legal clarity XRP has achieved is a moat, a defensive advantage that no other altcoin has. While other projects are just starting their battles with the SEC, XRP is finishing its war. This makes it the safe haven play for institutional capital looking for utility. When BlackRock, Fidelity, or other giants make a move, they don't buy at the top, they buy when the market is quiet. And right now, the silence is deafening. Let's talk about the BIS, the Bank for International Settlements. They are often called the central bank of central banks. Their recent reports on cross-border payments have practically written a job description that only XRP can fill. They are calling for a system that is neutral, fast, cheap, and scalable. Bitcoin is too slow for settlement, Ethereum is too expensive. XRP fits this mold perfectly. We know Ripple is sitting on the various task forces. This isn't speculation, this is public record. The integration of the XRPL into these high-level discussions means that we are moving from the proof of concept phase to the implementation phase. When the switch is flipped, we aren't talking about speculation volume. We are talking about utility volume. Trillions of dollars in FX foreign exchange markets move daily. Capturing even 1% of that market would require an XRP price significantly higher than where we are today just to facilitate the liquidity. We also need to address the supply shock theory. Many people look at the total supply of XRP and think it's too high. They are missing the point. The available liquid supply on exchanges is drying up. Between the XRP locked in escrow, the XRP being staked in new AMM pools, and the XRP being moved to cold storage by long-term holders, the actual float available for purchase is shrinking. Economics 101 tells us that when supply decreases and demand remains constant or increases, price must rise. But demand isn't just remaining constant, it's exploding due to new corridors opening in the Middle East and Asia. The partnership announcements coming out of Dubai and Singapore are strategic. These regions are pro-crypto and are adopting the technology faster than the West. They are building the rails that the rest of the world will eventually run on. Now, let's get into the charts, because the technicals are aligning with the fundamentals in a way that is frankly scary. We are looking at a multi-year consolidation pattern on the weekly chart. In trading, we call this energy building. Think of a beach ball being held underwater. The deeper you push it and the longer you hold it, the harder it shoots up when you let go. XRP has been held underwater for years. The RSI Relative Strength Index on the 2-week chart is flashing a signal that has historically preceded massive rallies. We are seeing a bullish divergence, where the price makes a lower low, but the momentum indicator makes a higher low. This tells us that the sellers are exhausted. The bears are running out of ammo. We are sitting right on top of a major historical support zone. Every time we have touched this zone in the past, it has been the launch pad for a significant move to the upside. But you have to look at the macro environment too. The Federal Reserve is pivoting. The era of aggressive interest rate hikes is coming to an end. Why does this matter for XRP? Because crypto is a risk-on asset class. When interest rates are high, money stays in boring bonds. When rates come down, money goes hunting for yield and growth. As liquidity returns to the global markets, it flows into the assets with the highest potential upside. XRP being suppressed for so long has the most room to catch catch up. We call this the lag effect. Bitcoin moves first, Ethereum moves second, and then the high utility large caps like XRP go vertical. We are in the early innings of what many experts are calling a crypto supercycle, driven not by retail hype, but by institutional adoption. In this environment, a 5x or 10x move is not out of the question for assets that have real-world utility. Let's discuss the derivatives market. The open interest on XRP futures is climbing. This means traders are placing bets on the future price. While high leverage can be dangerous, rising open interest accompanied by stable prices is usually a bullish sign. It means smart money is positioning for a breakout. However, I want to warn you about the shakeout. Before a major level like 1.00 or 2.0 is breached, market makers will often try to dump the price rapidly to liquidate over-leveraged long positions. Do not get caught in this trap. If you see a sudden flash crash of 10 to 15%, do not panic sell. That is usually the final bear trap before the rocket takes off. This is a game of psychology as much as it is a game of finance. They want your XRP cheap. Do not give it to them. I also want to touch on the development activity on the XRP ledger. It is skyrocketing. We are seeing new projects, new tokens, and new applications being built every day. The introduction of sidechains is going to bring Ethereum virtual machine, EVM compatibility to the XRPL. This is huge. It means developers can take apps built for Ethereum and easily move them to the XRP ledger to take advantage of the speed and low fees. This brings the massive DeFi, decentralized finance ecosystem to XRP. More users, more transactions, more fees burned, more demand for the token. It is a virtuous cycle that feeds itself. We are building a digital economy, and XRP is the native currency of that economy. We cannot ignore the geopolitical angle. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, are actively looking for an alternative to the US dollar for trade settlement. While they may create their own currency, they need a neutral bridge to interact with the rest of the world. XRP is politically neutral. It is not controlled by any government. It is decentralized. This makes it the perfect candidate for a global bridge currency. If even a small fraction of oil or commodity trade is settled using the XRP ledger, the demand shock would be unlike anything we have ever seen. Ripple's focus on compliance and working with regulators rather than against them positions them perfectly for this role. While other crypto founders are on the run or in jail, Ripple's leadership is speaking at the World Economic Forum and IMF meetings. That tells you everything you need to know about who is going to win in the long run. A quick word on security. With all this excitement, scammers are out in full force. You will see fake live streams on YouTube pretending to be Brad Garlinghouse, promising to double your XRP. These are scams. Never send your XRP to anyone. Keep your phrases offline. Use a hardware wallet like a Ledger or Trezor. If you leave your crypto on an exchange, you don't really own it. Not your keys, not your crypto. As the value of your portfolio grows, your security measures must grow with it. Treat your XRP like the digital gold that it is. So, what is the play here? The play is patience and conviction. The hardest thing to do in investing is to sit on your hands when nothing is happening or when the market is moving against you. But remember, the stock market, and by extension crypto, is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Warren Buffett said that, and it applies perfectly here. The fundamentals have never been stronger. The adoption has never been higher. The chart has never looked more coiled. The only variable left is time. Are you willing to wait for the life-changing wealth, or are you going to sell for a small profit or a loss right before the miracle happens? I know it's been a long road. I've been here with you, but looking at the data, looking at the bank partnerships, looking at the legal victories, I firmly believe the best days for XRP are ahead of us. We are watching the future of money being built in real time. Don't let the daily noise distract you from the yearly trend. Stay focused on the mission. Thank you so much for tuning in to this update. If you appreciate the deep research and the honest analysis, please destroy that like button. It helps the algorithm find other XRP soldiers. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss the next breaking update. I will see you all very soon. Until then, stay safe, stay hodling, and let's get this bread. Peace out.